Hello, and welcome to Vegetarianism, the Noble Way of Living. It's the start of the spring season here in Ohio, USA, which means the welcome return of colorful flowers, green foliage, and new baby animals of every kind. Today, we'll make a savory spinach tofu quiche to share with our family at a lovely Easter brunch. First, the ingredients for our crust are 1½ cups unbleached organic wheat flour, 1/4 cup organic olive oil, 1/4 to 1/2 cup water, and 1 teaspoon of sea salt. Now we have a medium-sized bowl with 1½ cups of our organic flour. First we'll add 1 teaspoon of salt and stir a little bit. Next, we'll add 1/4 cup of oil. Now we stir the oil up really well before we add the water. When the mixture starts to resemble a coarse sand, you can add half of the water, which this was a 1/2 cup, so we'll add 1/4 cup first. That's still dry, so we'll add the rest of the water. Now the dough should be soft enough to form into a ball, but dry enough not to stick to your hands. Now we have a perfect dough. Now I'll share with you an easy tip to roll out the perfect pie crust. Here we have 2 pieces of plastic wrap, but we're going to slightly moisten the table underneath one of the pieces. So we just add a little water. Onto the moist table, we'll add 1 piece of plastic wrap. On top of this piece of plastic wrap goes our dough. We can just push a little bit to flatten it down, get it ready to be rolled. On top, our next piece of plastic wrap. Now if you have a rolling pin, you can just begin to gently roll out your dough into a shape that's about 1 inch larger in diameter than your pie plate. It's worth mentioning that you can also buy a store-bought dough or a store-bought crust in the frozen department of the health food store. The health food store will normally have a vegan crust that's free of animal ingredients. The plastic keeps your work area clean. It keeps the dough from sticking to your rolling pin or to the table. It looks really good right now. So just remove the top layer of plastic wrap and then gently take the bottom layer and flip it into your pie pan. When you have your crust in the center, you can remove the second layer of plastic wrap. Now just take a minute to form the crust, the edge crust of your dough. If you have a long edge, you can fold it in and make a nice contained circle. Now you want to take a fork and poke holes about every 2 inches around the crust so that it doesn't create air pockets when you bake it. We have preheated our oven to 400 degrees. We'll put our pie crust in for about 12 minutes. Now we will prepare an Easter vegan egg hunt for the children. When we come back, I'll show you how to make the filling that goes inside of our Easter vegan quiche. Welcome back to Vegetarianism, the Noble Way of Living. The ingredients for our vegan quiche filling are 1 cup chopped organic leek, 1 cup chopped organic mushrooms, 1 pound organic fresh spinach, 2 tablespoons organic olive oil, 14 ounces organic firm tofu, 1/2 cup non-dairy vegan milk, 2 tablespoons soy Parmesan cheese, 1/4 teaspoon organic Dijon mustard, 3/4 teaspoons of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg, 1/2 teaspoon ground red pepper, and 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast flakes. First, we will saute the vegetable ingredients for our vegan quiche filling. We've preheated our pan to medium-high, and we will add 2 tablespoons of oil. And first, our 1 cup of chopped leeks. We'll allow the leeks to cook for 2 to 3 minutes, or until they start to become a little golden brown before we add the mushrooms. Cooked leeks are highly fragrant and add a rich buttery flavor to your dish. I can see the leeks are beginning to brown, so now we will add the chopped mushrooms. Now we'll let the mushroom and leeks cook for about 3 to 4 more minutes so they can get almost tender before we add the spinach, which cooks up very quickly. The mushrooms are getting softer, so we can add the fresh spinach. Stir the spinach frequently so that it gets wilted on all sides. Now that our spinach is wilted, we can turn off the heat and remove the sautéed vegetables into a bowl. Now we will prepare the tofu filling in our food processor. First, we'll add our 14-ounce block of firm tofu. Next, our 1/2 cup of vegan milk. Our nutritional yeast, 2 tablespoons. Stone ground mustard, Dijon, 1/4 teaspoon. Our nutmeg, 1/4 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon salt. 2 tablespoons the vegan Parmesan. And just a dash of the cayenne pepper. You can add more if you like a little spicier. We're going to make it a little mild for the children's sake. Now we'll add the lid onto our food processor, turn it on, and blend until smooth. Sometimes it's useful to scrape in the ingredients on the side. Blend for another second or two. Perfect. Now the tofu mixture we're going to add into the bowl with our sautéed vegetables. We'll mix this together and then set it aside while we get our pre-baked pie crust out of the oven. Now we'll take our pre-baked pie crust out of the oven. To our pre-baked crust, we'll add our quiche filling. Now we'll put this back in the oven at 400 degrees to bake for 35 to 40 minutes, or until the quiche is set. A brunch is traditionally served in the hours between breakfast and lunch. We hope you'll enjoy this savory spinach vegan quiche with fresh fruit and fresh juice at an Easter brunch with your family. Easter is traditionally a time of rebirth and renewal when we can all choose to live more spiritual lives. Happy Easter!
For more details, please visit www.suprememastertv.com/veg.